It is finally time for our Super Bowl predictions. We're going to give a parlay that those who like to partake and indulge can potentially take to the game. And then we're going to give our prediction for the game as well as who we think is going to come away with Super Bowl MVP. So my parlay, it's a 4-leg parlay. I've got Chiefs +2. That's what the line was last night. I'm sure it'll change as we've got a couple of weeks. But Chiefs +2. That's telegraphing my pick a bit, but I know. But that's what I'm doing. Chiefs +2. Isaiah Pacheco, anytime touchdown scorer. He scored a touchdown in every game this postseason. He's the leading rusher this postseason, and the 49ers have been the worst against the run in the playoffs. So I think Pacheco will get a touchdown run. So I think he'll get in the end zone there. Harrison Butker, over 2.5 extra points made. Like I said before, he hasn't missed an extra point all postseason, so you're just hoping the Chiefs score 3 touchdowns. And so far, based on what the 49ers have given up, they gave up 31 points against the Lions. They gave up 21 points against the Packers. So based on that, you should be in pretty good shape. And then Brock Purdy, under 1.5 passing touchdowns. He just has 2 passing touchdowns this postseason, and the Chiefs haven't allowed 2 passing touchdowns all playoffs either. So every team that's played, the Chiefs has only thrown 1 touchdown pass. Josh Allen only had 1. Lamar Jackson only had 1. Tua only had 1, and then Purdy had I think 1 in each game as well. So that's what I'm going with. I don't like going unders because I'd rather be rooting for that thing to happen instead of rooting against stuff all the time. But I guess inevitably, I guess you're always rooting against something if you're rooting for something. But not to get all philosophical on everyone, but
you're first, you're last.
Exactly. But yeah, so I'm going with the under there. So all in all, that parlay is +750, meaning a $10 bet does get you $85 on DraftKings. So not a bad net for the Super Bowl. So so that's the one I'm going with, a 4-leg parlay. I normally I'd go big and go 5, but I haven't had a lot of luck with 5 leggers this year, so I'm going with 4 here.
All right, so it's a 4-legger here for me. Hold on, I have it all written down. I did not write down how much it was going to win you. So as I'm talking about this,
I'm going to be putting it into whatever.
I'm going to be putting it in.
That's what I did. I was like, because I don't know what mine was. So I was like, I got to put it in as I'm doing it.
So my first one is Christian McCaffrey over 89.5 yards rushing. He's averaging about 90, so 90, 94. So I think that's a good pick. Originally, my pick, I'm glad I went in and looked at this. I was going to go with Travis Kelce over 6.5 receptions. Right now, he's up at the 7.5 receptions is sitting at the under as the favorite, but I'm actually going to go over for that. Travis, you're playing inside. You don't have to worry about the weather. I think it's gonna be a big game for Travis Kelce. So I have him over 7.5 receptions. And then both of mine do involve anytime touchdown scores between both Christian McCaffrey and Travis Kelce, which doesn't sound great because they're both the two of the highest favored to be anytime touchdown scores. And the reason I go anytime touchdown is because, look, I like to play it safe a little bit when it comes down to this. I'm not going to be the one that says first touchdown score because that's a toss up. Literally, it's a toss up from the coin toss.
Right. Well, and I mean, like when when it's the wild card weekend and divisional round weekend, I do. And even I did it last weekend too. Like I do dabble with the first touchdown scores, but like I do them as their own separate parlay. I try to do what that kid did last year that picked all 4 divisional first time touchdown scorers where he like won like $30,000. That's what I try to do. So I don't when I'm doing when I'm doing an actual parlay for a game, I never do first time touchdown scores either. So yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And I mean, look, I would stay away from yardage and stuff like that just because I'm like, oh, they're going to be honing in on McCaffrey and Kelsey. But I mean, you're taking 2 of the best players on the field to have big games, and I don't think you're wrong for doing that.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the parlay I give cannot be parlayed.
Oh, why is that?
So,
Is it because
um,
wait, you should be able to. It's well, I mean, I guess
maybe
it's telling you
because
no, so I'm wrong, but I'm just saying.
it
I
also
don't.
might it also might be because I'm not logged into my account right now. I'm just kind of going. But those are my picks. Those are if I had to go 4 together, um, that what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you over to same game parlay um specials and everything. That's why. Um, they try to gear you more towards different things like that. So that's DraftKings that I was using. Just heads up for everybody when you're looking at the odds and everything. But even if you weren't to parlay those are picks that I would be looking at making in within this Super Bowl that I think are locks. If you want to look at locks,
You had
I was gonna originally go money line with the Chiefs, but I don't know. That I think that might be too risky. So I think this could be closer than everybody thinks.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a good one. The request cannot be processed. I'm having the same issue because I was like, oh, I'll go in and do it and see. So
Yeah.
it let me put in 3 of the legs and it was plus 340. So you're probably looking at plus like 4 or 5, so probably like 50 or $60. That's all I wanted to see was like how much that would probably net you. So not bad. I mean, those are 2 solid bets. We're not big. We're not big. Hey,
Uh,
put the house on. So I mean, that's what we roll
if
with.
anything, you'll find me making really, really crazy parlays for very little money, whereas the payout is very large. Like there was one a few weeks ago. It was like I had put together it was like an 8-leg parlay of money line winners and or maybe more. It may have been more, but like the payout of like I think it was like $10 or something like that, and the payout was like over 4,000 if I would have
Yeah,
hit on every one of these legs because it wasn't all money lines; it was like some stat ones too.
yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
that's where I'm like I'll do it's like yeah I'll just throw a little bit at this huge leg parlay, and if I win, great. If I don't, it's
yeah. I mean, that's what I literally sometimes will put like $1 on and then try to pick every single MLB game and like just picking the winner, not even doing anything because the spread on MLB games is weird. I don't get it and I don't like it. So I'm like, I'm just gonna pick money line on all these, and I'm like, it's never worked, but I'm like, hey, if it ever does, I'm gonna have like $1,000 in my pocket because it's just insane to have that many in a parlay. But
yeah,
um,
it's fun.
for sure. As far as the game result, I am gonna go. As I kind of telegraphed in my parlay, I'm going Kansas City getting the win, 28-24 over San Francisco. Even taking the Mahomes factor out of it, and the fact that Kansas City has more experience in this game, I just like the Chiefs' resume better. I mean, they dominated Miami at home, they beat the Bills on the road, then dominated the number 1 seeded Ravens in the AFC Championship game, whereas San Francisco, as the 1 seed, trailed the 7th seeded youngest playoff team since the merger Packers in the fourth quarter and had to dig themselves out of a monster hole to beat the Lions. Now, granted, I'm not trying to undersell the Lions. They had a great season, but their playoff wins were games against the Rams and Bucks. The Rams were like 4-6 at one point, and the Buccaneers won like the worst division in football. So, looking at what the 49ers did and what their resume is, like if this were like college football, I'd be like, oh yeah, the that team looks, the 49ers would be like the 4 right now or the 3 right now if they were the college football playoff. It's like, well, their resume isn't that strong at all. Like, what do you mean as far as like these last 2 games? I just think the Chiefs have looked strong in all 3 games they've played, whereas the 49ers have caused me to have some doubt in my head. So I'm going with the Chiefs in this one. As far as my MVP, I'm going Isaiah Pacheco. Mahomes has won MVP in the Chiefs Super Bowl wins so far, like both of them in this run. So that's probably the right answer. Going Kelce feels far too fairy tale for him to win MVP. During this whole kind of wild run. It's probably going to be either Rashee Rice or Pacheco if KC wins. If it's not Mahomes, Pacheco has been great this postseason. The 49ers haven't been as strong against the run in the last few games, and the Chiefs will need him to have a big game in order to win. So he's my pick for MVP. Isaiah Pacheco is going to will the Chiefs to a Super Bowl. Mahomes gets his 3rd ring, and the Chiefs are the Super Bowl champions yet again. First back-to-back champions since about 20 years ago with the Patriots. So that's my Super Bowl winner.
Yeah, I'm going Kansas City in this one as well. I think I'm gonna go. I think the final is gonna be 35-31. Kansas City. It's gonna be close. Which could be. I think that might even be a little bit too high when you look at the way these defenses have been playing.
Maybe.
But yeah, I got Kansas City winning it, and my MVP. Okay, this one I can say can be rigged because let's just be honest. This one's the NFL makes the decision on this one.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, when the Colts won the Super Bowl back in 2006-2007 season, that MVP probably should have been Dominic Rhodes from that game because he just had an outstanding game, but they gave it to Peyton Manning, which, nothing wrong, but everybody's like, oh, okay, that's good. So I'm going to say your Super Bowl MVP is Travis Kelce.
Yeah. Just now I will give you that because then, that would mean, Taylor Swift on the field, all that stuff. So yes, that's probably the answer.
Regardless.
Well, right. But I mean, like more of an opportunity. So no, I
get to see Taylor Swift's shocked award-winning face. That face the shocked face that she gives when she wins another Grammy. If you don't think if you think that's like I'm bashing, I'm not. Go watch the Friends episode where Joey gets nominated for an award for the soap operas, and he has to practice his shocked face, his gracious loser face, and all of that. That's kind of what I'm referencing to when I'm talking about her award-winning shocked face.
What if, I was gonna say, what if someone comes on the stage and takes away Travis Kelce's MVP trophy, like Kanye did with Taylor Swift, having he has a moment like that, but
doing that just to be funny.
Yeah. Like, Travis, I'll let you finish, but bring Taylor up here.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, man. Well, it's going to be a fun game. Really excited for it. That will do it